All right, let's just get to it. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Don Rico back at it again. Listen, I've been doing a lot of this research and this keeping up with pretty much the news that's going on in California, particularly in Los Angeles. And since I live in California, it seems appropriate for me to talk about this. And I don't live anywhere near the Los Angeles County, but I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't really been to LA in years, and there's usually a reason behind this. Something inside of me has always told me that that city was going to burn, and I don't know what it was that was kind of communicating that to me, but it feels as if that's the direction in which it's headed. Think about it so far. We've already have two major events, two this year in regards to LA. We had the wildfires. We had the Palisade wildfires. And then we also, not too long after that, now we have these LA riots. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled and finessed to think that this is some sort of peaceful protesting or anything that's going on. And let me preface my thoughts with what I'm about to say right now. This is not really a political video. This is everything that I'm talking about right now is based on what it is that I'm seeing from an objective viewpoint. I am speaking objectively here when I'm saying these things and I'm talking about this because this is what I'm actually seeing. There's nothing peaceful about what's going on in LA right now. You got a whole bunch of rioting that's going on. You got a whole bunch of looting that's going on. And now that we have the National Guard and the Marines over there, there's now like some sort of a martial law that's taking place over there. And now I recently read that now they have like an 8 p.m. curfew. I could be wrong on that, but now they have some sort of a curfew now. Because there's a lot of illegal and criminal activity that's happening on after hours because, again, these are people who are taking advantage of a situation and a circumstance, and they're trying to see what it is that they need to gain from all the chaos. Again, you got the riots, you got the looting, you got the stealing, and quite frankly, all of this is because ICE agents came to do their jobs as they normally do, trying to find people who are illegally, and this is the key word here, illegally into the country so that they can round them up and possibly deport them. Because let's be clear, if you come into this country illegally, you're committing a crime. Like that's not a left-winning or right-winning opinion or thought. That's just the rule of law. It's like stealing. Is you stealing or you get caught stealing or you get caught doing anything crazy or extreme like a murder, it's a crime. Now, there are levels of criminality, but it's a crime nonetheless, and it requires consequence and punishment. And that's what people are not understanding. And you see a whole bunch of these riots now going off. And if you really pay attention, the Los Angeles mayor and the California governor, they have not really said anything about what was going on until the National Guard stepped through. Until the National Guard stepped into Los Angeles, then they have an opinion about it. Like, it's getting out of hand. And I just posted a short about this a while ago, maybe this is exactly what California needs. Hear me out on this. Maybe this is exactly what California needs. Because far too often, let's be absolutely clear, I believe, and this is me being slightly biased because I'm in California right now, I believe California is the greatest state in the nation. Beauty unrivaled in everything. Mountain, sea, etc. But here's the problem though. Poor management and poor leadership have all contributed to the eventual downfall of the state. I believe we can recover from this, but sometimes it takes extreme situations to occur in order for extreme solutions and circumstances to just manifest themselves. Maybe this is exactly what we need. Maybe it takes the Palisade wildfires and these riots that's going on in LA. And if you pay attention, all of this is going on primarily in Los Angeles. What does that tell you about the city? What does that tell you about the city's culture? What does that tell you about the city's value system? What does that tell you about the city's political leanings? What does that like? I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. We need to go in a completely different direction. And again, this isn't really a political video, but maybe we need to go in a different direction politically in California. Maybe, but most importantly, I would say we need new leadership. California is such an awesome state, but what makes it on this way to, what makes this downfall imminent at this point is the shitty leadership that we have in place right now. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, trash. California Governor Gavin Newsom, listen, any sensible person living in California does not rock with Gavin Newsom. The dude's a snake. He's trash. He's incompetent. You're telling me you had all this time being governor of California and you've got hardly anything done? Come on, guys. Come on. And it actually starts with us because, well, it doesn't really start with me because that's not like I'm voting for any of this. But, guys, I think we've been going in the wrong direction for too long now. California has been trashed for so long that it's become a norm and we kind of embraced it as a norm. But now we have to set standards now. Now we have to realize, maybe it takes events like these to actually wake up and realize this is not the direction that we want to go in. We want to go in a new direction. This is a wake-up call. There might be even more major events coming to the state or specifically Los Angeles or whatever in the coming months. We've already had 2 so far this year. And we're barely halfway through the year. You don't think the way that the leadership in California, how they incompetently handled the Palisade wildfires was a wake-up call? Do you think that bringing in the National Guard and the Marines is also not a wake-up call? Because it's not the federal government's fault. They wouldn't, think about it, they wouldn't have to step in. They would not have to step in if the leadership in California was actually stood on business from the get-go, from the beginning. It's becoming crazy. And listen, the news and the media, they may call these things protests. Let's be absolutely clear on what they really are. These are riots at this point. These are disorderly riots. If you watch the videos all through online, I don't really have social media, but I do watch clips here and there. There are people trying to light cars on fire, throwing rocks and hard objects at the vehicles of federal agents and whatnot, which is a crime. You got people just covering themselves up, wearing face masks, all black, hooded up, attacking federal agents, officers, stealing, looting, breaking windows. I seen a video where this guy has a skateboard and he's just smashing windows just because he's smashing windows. You know what? If you really want to reveal the character of a group of people or of a person, put them in an environment and give them an opportunity to do whatever it is that they want. Introduce chaos into the situation, and then what you will realize is that it will reveal one's character. It will reveal one's character. These people are trash, dude. Real talk. There's nothing peaceful about what's going on in LA right now. I almost went down there just to see what's going on, but then again, I saw like reports that they were blocking the highways and the freeways, and I'm like, nah, bro. I'm not about to stay in Los Angeles traffic for probably 3-4+ hours just because you're blocking the freeway because you're dissatisfied. And again, this is not peaceful. At the very least, get out the way so people can go about their day, go to the hospital, go to work, do this, go from point A to point B. But people want to be disorderly. And then these people are also throwing rocks from the top onto police cars and trying to light cars on fire. And it's just crazy, dude. It's crazy what's going on over there. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And there are people out there, and this is what kind of surprises me the most, but not really. There are people out there that apologize for this mentality, for this attitude, apologize for these actions. And again, mind you, the leadership here in California, they didn't really say anything until the National Guard was brought through. And then they decide to politicize that. And they say it's actually going to make things worse. But no, it's not. It's bringing order to an already disorderly situation. The federal government, again, would not have any reason to send the National Guard or the Marines had the leadership here got things under control. I look at things from, and in closing, I'm just going to say this. I look at things from a glass half full perspective, me personally. You know what I'm starting to realize? These things is what's going to be necessary, and these things are what's going to happen to get people to slowly but subtly wake up. People are going to start to wake up. I'm already seeing the reactions of people. I've already seen like certain like reaction videos and perspectives of people like recording their actual thoughts and talking about what's going on in Los Angeles, especially when they are like desecrating the Kobe and Gigi Bryant mural, for example. That sent a lot of people off the edge too. And you're getting to really understand and see what these people are really thinking. They're waking up. One way or another, they are waking up. Listen, this goes to all my people in Cali. We need to go in a different direction. This shit that we got going on right now, it's not cutting it. The leadership is incompetent. The culture's messed up. We need to actually take care of our cities and of our state. And this state has been trashed for too long now. We got to turn it all around. Listen, maybe I'm a bit of an optimist, but we got to turn this all around. We have to. We don't have a choice. Because if we don't, I don't know. I think honestly at this point, guys, I'm just kind of rambling. It just seems to me, because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning at the recording of this video. I was up and I'm decided, you know what? I'm just going to record my thoughts, whatever. I didn't really feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's just what I do. It's part of my character. I get things done regardless of how I feel or not. But we need to go in a different direction, Callie. That's all I have to say. Like, we got to do something different. We need to change it up. We need to change up our culture. We need to change up the leadership. We need to change up our thoughts, our behavioral patterns, the way that we approach things. And most importantly, probably one of the most important things, we need to start enforcing rule of law. We need to get control of our cities, of our counties, of what's going on. Because this shit that we got going on out here is not cool. And we already had we already have one catastrophe in the Los Angeles area. And then now we got another one. How many more? What's it going to take in order for y'all to wake up and realize that we need a change here? What's it going to take? Then again, we got to prepare for the possibility that maybe it won't change. Maybe that it truly will fall. That's not a reality that I'm willing to entertain because I don't think that's what's going to happen. But we're going to have some down periods. There's going to be some suffering, for sure. But it's all for the greater good and getting people to realize that we've been going in the wrong direction for so long, we need to try something different. Especially when it comes to the leadership here, because I'm going to be completely honest, the vast majority of these people are incompetent anyway. They had no business being in office. All right. Listen, I got to get to sleep because I got to get up in about a couple hours just so I can go to work. But anyway, listen, I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Callie, we need to do better. We really need to do better. I believe that we are the greatest state, but we need to do better. Real talk. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side, all right? Deuces.